can't call on the disciples. He can't call on you and me. It's the other way around. Christ is not waiting for you. It's the other way around. We're coming to him because he is the burden bearer. We're going to see this morning, he's going to ask his disciples to join him, but they're unable because their mind is stuck here in the flesh, here under the sun, here on earthly things, and not on the things of Christ, and therefore they are unable. Christ is not waiting for you this morning. We need to be waiting on him. Yes. And so he gives us 3 commands, and each one highlights condition of where we are. They went to a place called Gethsemane. He said to his disciples, sit here while I pray. That strikes me as interesting this morning because he's going to request, and you're going to see in each 3 of these commands how it evolves, how it deepens, how it grows. But the first time that he comes to them, he tells them we're in this garden of Gethsemane, we're at the Mount of Olives, this grove of olives, and he says as we're here in this place, he tells his disciples to sit here, you stay here while I pray. And the whole idea here is, first of all, understand that the problem that exists is there's the people perspective in the disciples. First of all, understand that it's no longer the 12 disciples, it's now the 11 disciples, because one of them has had this very perspective that he needed money and to be hooked up with another crowd, the chief priests and the scribes and the Pharisees. He saw it more significant to be lined up with them than to align himself with Christ. And so Judas is no longer walking with them. And so when Christ speaks this word, sit here and pray, he's no longer talking to Judas, because Judas is now conspiring and has left the path. It's no longer the 12, it's now the 11. But that's not the only people problem we have here. The perspective of those that he's speaking to is that he's going to tell 8 of them to stay because one has already left. It's 12 in total, and the other 3 is going to Peter, James, and John. He's going to tell them to come with him. But the problem with them is that each one of them has a people perspective. They're more focused on themselves. You remember from last week, Peter made this strong avowal, this strong statement that he would never leave Christ. I'm never going to fall away from following Jesus. Maybe they will, everybody else will, but as for me, I'm always going to follow you. You just had to correct Peter. Let him know it takes more than determination. It takes more than tough words. It takes more than just a strong will in the mind. It takes more than just mental assent. You got to follow. You got to keep your eyes on Christ. Because Peter, when times get hard, when crisis, when the screws of life are turned up in your life, he says you're going to fall away just like everybody else because your focus is on yourself and not on Christ. Come on, you guys haven't heard me say this for a while, so I feel like I got to reach back and grab this one. But you know the story is true, right? That only what comes out when you squeeze the toothpaste. Only what's on the inside is what's coming out.